Speaker, and I thank the Right Honourable Member for Beverley and Holderness for bringing forward this debate, and I really appreciate his speech. And one of the things I think I also really appreciate everybody in this chamber and our interest in this, and I think that stems from our experiences on doorsteps where we have each met far too many parents just going through hell. And it's a mix of determination, it's a mix of frustration, it's a mix of helplessness, and it's a mix of betrayal. And they look at me and each of you and say, what are you going to do about it? And, we're not doing enough. And that, I think, motivates each of us to be here today to do what we can. In primary schools in my constituency of Witney, just dealing with the A's, Alverscott, Aston, Appleton, and on, they don't have spaces, they don't have provision to provide for their children and the SEND needs that are going through the roof. In the secondary schools, it's the same story. We have no high needs provision in our constituency, which means lots of children in our constituency are being taxied, God knows where, far too far away on a daily basis, which is terrible for the kids, and it's terrible, for the whole system for obvious reasons, economic and otherwise. And we're desperately trying to find routes through that, to find solutions. In Oxfordshire, we are headed for £100 million of high needs block accumulated deficit this year. And that's completely unsustainable, obviously, and that's just one county, and that repeats across all our counties, I'm sure. To quote the chair of the County Council's network, we are 9 months away from a financial cliff edge when these multi-billion deficits are placed on councils' budget books, potentially rendering half of England's county and unitary councils insolvent overnight. So Oxfordshire County Council is asking for 3 things, and I think many of us will agree with this. The statutory override, which is running out in 9 months' time, needs to be extended, and frankly, extending it for 1 year makes very little sense. Let's have some perspective and some length on this. We need a write-down or a write-off of the high needs block deficits across local authorities, and we need to have some borrowing potential for local authorities that needs to be explored so they have flexibility to settle any remaining deficits over an affordable period.